Okay, I was gonna say you could just take it from where you. It was always.
Oh, okay, sure. What did I say?
It's just when you started talking.
Oh, okay. What did I say for?
We were talking about what now? Okay, I'll start. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Chit Chat with Mandi and Caryl. I'm Mandi, also known as the Board Gaming Pinup Girl.
Hi guys, I'm Caryl, also known as Caryl Has No Tan.
And today we're going to be taking a look at the game Fox in the Forest. Sounds good, sounds foxy.
Very foxy. Don't forget our timestamps either.
Yes, I always forget that, but if there's a part you're like, I need to get there right away, we have timestamps listed below for your convenience. So I think we are ready to jump right in. Let's get to it.
The Fox in the Forest is a fairy tale themed competitive card game for 2 players. The kingdom is suddenly overrun with monsters, and the queen has decreed that whoever rid the land of the monsters will be greatly rewarded. So it is up to you to emerge as a hero with the aid of fairy tale characters and their abilities to gain your fortune and victory. Each player has 13 cards in their hand. This is the hand you'll play for the entirety of the round. The rest of the deck will be laid out in the middle of the table with one card face up as the Decree card. This card is important because its suit can trump any other card suit when played. The only card that can beat it is another card of the same suit but in a higher number, or by playing a card ability that manipulates the outcome. One player will start by playing a card from their hand. Then the other player must play a card from the same suit. The only exception is that they play a card with the trump suit or have no more cards in the suit that was played. They're allowed to play any other card. But since it doesn't follow the suit the leading player started with, they only activate the card ability if any. Play like this will continue until one player has earned 21 points, which are awarded after each round where all 13 cards in your hand have been played. But like in all good fairy tales, greed can be your downfall. It's true that points are awarded for winning, but if you win too much, your greed can grant you no points at all. You must either be humble or victorious to get the most points out of each round.
So now we're ready to give our review for Fox in the Forest. What'd you think?
So normally with trick-taking games, you need at least 3 people. I love the fact that this one can play for 2 people, and it's so good. Oh my goodness, it's such a good game.
I agree, because exactly that. I'm like, I love trick-taking games, but it's always like 3 people. Very few are under that and kind of go, oh, how good is it going to be? I really enjoyed it and was really happy to see that it was a 2-player. I thought that was great.
So what I think about the game is that it's actually really smart. Because, you can win all of the hands and still get no points whatsoever, because they tied it into the theme where, if you win too much, you're greedy. You have to be like the flawed hero and be victorious and like get that sweet spot and find like the perfect ground, or you could be very humble and win almost no hands whatsoever and still get the same amount of points as the person who won a lot. It's a perfect balance of like pushing and pulling. You're like, oh no, like I won that by accident. I have to try and lose a couple more or something. Like I don't purposely lose a lot in a lot of games, but I love that they make you do that.
And I agree. I thought it was interesting. I was like, oh boy. So now I have to really monitor how I'm playing my hand. So I think I did fairly well. I mean, I did get greedy at some point because I was on a roll. So I was like, yeah, I'm getting more tricks. And I'm like, no, scale it back. So you really have to pay attention now what other people are playing. And they're thinking, oh, well, they played this card. Chances are, I think it was, what card was it? It was a card. Anyway, the way I played it, you knew right away that there was no way that I was going to stay under the greedy meter. And I had, so basically that's what happened. I ended up getting 0 points. I don't remember what the card was, but it ended up working out really well. The art on the card is beautiful, and all the cards are beautiful. Yes. Love the cover art on the game itself. It was really well done, really nice. It was clear, the cards, all the writing on the cards was clear, and it was clear what they meant. I think there was 1 or 2 that they had to specify, but they did that in the rules and said, okay, these specific cards might require clarification, but they did that. But like, I thought it was easy. We picked it up, continued to play. That was really good.
Yeah, and it plays quick. You just play till someone gets 21 points. But back to back, like this is gonna be like a 10-15 minute game, and it's perfect. Like when you want a filler or you're on a lunch break, you just want something quick.
Exactly. So the only thing I'm a little confused about, and maybe you can clarify, is how the theme ties into the game.
Yeah, like, so I understand the whole fairy tale part. And I love how they tie that to the scoring system directly. I thought that was brilliant. The story itself, I had trouble understanding. Like, they give you little snippets in the rulebook of the story, like once upon a time, so-and-so. And then there's an actual story someone wrote on their webpage for like the full fairy tale, which is, you know, queen who has butterflies in this little house. She traps them, and then suddenly monsters appear, and then she tries to get the witch to turn them back, and then she doesn't, and then it's like, oh, everyone, heal the land, and so forth and so forth. And reading it, I didn't quite understand how it fit into the game, like how the trick taking in, like, you know, the certain cards trumping one another, or like why there's different suits of like the bells, the key, and knight, how those are all relevant, because, you know, you have the same characters, like you have fox, woodcutter, monarch, and all the different suits. And then you wonder, why are there 3 different versions of it? Like, you would think, oh, it would be seasons, but it's not. Right. They're like clearly different people and stuff, and I didn't understand it. And for a game called The Fox in the Forest, it sounds like there's some, you know, some thematic story, something going on there, and you want to find out more, and then you do, and it's just, well, that didn't really make much sense. Like, it felt pasted on because of it.
Yes, a little bit. Like, I mean, I tried to think, well, maybe it's trying to represent the different groups and they're fighting, and you mean someone's trying to be too greedy, and that's why they have that whole scale and the game. I don't know. It was a stretch, so I was trying to pull in the theme. So I am in the same boat as you. I didn't fully understand it. I mean, I really liked the art, and I didn't really think of it at the time, like how it tied in, but after it's kind of, you sit there and think about it, I'm like, I don't really get it, but I like the game enough to overlook that.
Exactly. I'm not saying that's a deal breaker, like, oh, the story doesn't make sense. Don't get it at all. No, like, it's because the game is so good that we have to look at, you know, this one thing that we wanted to know more about, like, because we're so pulled in by it. It's like, well, tell us more, and then you find out more. It's like, well, that didn't make sense.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not taking away from the experience for us. I mean, I still like it regardless, and I'm sure you're in the same boat, but it would have been nice if it had that tie-in to the game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if someone, you know, if I showed this to someone and they're like, why is it called Fox in the Forest? I'd be like, there's a card there, I guess.
There's a fox, there's some forests, and there's cards. That's it.
Yeah.
So, component-wise, what did we think of the actual texture of the cards? I thought they were fine. I don't think they were overly thick.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, it's nothing special. Like, it's exactly what you'd expect. It's not a bad thing either. Like, it's normal.
Yeah, exactly. I would ask because, I mean, cards for me, I like them to be pretty sturdy, because, I mean, think about it, if it's a card game, you will be playing cards a lot, so you want it to kind of hold up to that. So I thought that was pretty good. Is there any games that you think of that's comparable to? I mean, we know we said trick taking, so that element is there, but can we think of any other types of games that might be similar to?
Not ones with 2 people, and not ones that tie in the idea of fairy tales so well. Like, I just love the scoring in it. It's so clever. I love it so much.
Yeah, the scoring was definitely something that was kind of cool. And I mean, it's not similar, but like we had talked about in another review, Indulgence, and I'm not saying it's the same game, it doesn't play 2 players, but it adds like another element to the trick taking. So in that case, it's the scoring. Indulgence had the edicts, right? So it's another way of scoring. So in that sense, I think if you like trick-taking games that have another element of scoring or some other element other than trick-taking, you will like this type of game.
Exactly. Like, it just pulls themes so well. It's a great game aside from the theme. Like, I have so much to say that's good about it, and so little to say that's bad. Like, it's great.
So overall, definitely a 2 thumbs up for me. I really enjoyed this game. Definitely getting a lot of play here. And Caryl, what about you?
Yeah, I'm definitely giving it 2 thumbs up. my partner doesn't like the game, I'm gonna have to find someone else to play with. But I mean, like,
I'll figure it out.
I'll find someone.
So there you have it. That's a review for The Fox in the Forest, and we'll see you next time. Bye.